購物年金為超連鎖事業帶嚟全新趨勢。以下落嚟嘅時間，我哋再次邀請美安集團特別企劃顧問 Buckman， 佢會為大家講解點樣打造你嘅購物年金。Ladies and gentlemen, please put our hands together for Mr. Buckman.
That's you. Great morning so far. Unbelievable. There was a slide in there. It was a slide in there in Johnny's presentation that I want to talk a little bit about. It had to do with corings, okay? With respect to training, in other words, with respect to training, people need to understand the real knowledge of how to do this business gets transferred to new people, as well as the DNA, because they see the DNA, they see those 4 steps in action. Is everybody with me? They see those 4 steps in action. They visualize it. They're observing it. They're going to model you. They're going to model Roger. When Roger's doing those 4 steps, they're going to model what he does. Because human beings, and I know it sounds like I'm getting off track from the coring, but I'm not. Okay? But human beings learn by doing. Is everybody with me? Human beings learn by doing. They learn through experience. They learn through observation. They learn through visualization. They have to participate. They don't learn well in a cognitive setting, meaning with their rear end in a chair taking notes. That's human. Adults don't learn well in that setting. They learn by participating, okay, seeing how it's done. So the thing is every opportunity that you have, you should be taking your new business partners or your new business partners' business partners and attempting to work the business with them so they can see how it's done, okay? Now, with respect to trainings, of which a coring is a training. It's one that you're doing with your organization, your business partners for the most part. Sometimes we have cross-group trainings, but for the most part with corings, you're getting your 4, 5, 6, however many leaders you have within a given organization together to basically make them aware of certain things that you want to make sure that they are communicating to their people. Is everybody with me? The message, get the message out, okay? Now, when it comes to basic 5, NUO, new unfranchised owners, I have to get used to that. New unfranchised owner trainings, EC, executive coordinator certification trainings, things like that. Those types of, even local seminars, okay? Those types of trainings are extremely important. Remember, we talked about what? We only sell products, sell the business, sell education. We sell education. We sell people on the concept, on the principle, on the fact that education is important. You have to be educated. You got to be knowledgeable. So everybody understand? You got to be knowledgeable of the product, both the intangible product, the business, and the tangible product. But in training is important. Education is important. You must go to the trainings because you need to be educated. You need to be knowledgeable. And that knowledge, the reason you got to be knowledgeable is because that knowledge supports your ability to be confident. See, in the beginning, you don't have a money story. But when you engage in a conversation with people in the beginning, you have to be confident. And the only thing, since you don't have a money story, you got to have knowledge. You know more how this business model works than they do. And you've got to have an attitude. You've got to be confident. Because remember, you're looking for people to join you in a business endeavor. Not sign up in a club, a program, a deal, a scheme, a game, a hobby, or a cult. You're looking to expand your business by introducing a model that will allow someone else to improve their financial situation by owning their own business. Okay? Now let's get back to corings. Corings are important because that's where you communicate things where you basically need improvement in your organization, or the leaders in your organization need to improve, within theirs. Corings also are important because it makes people aware of new company initiatives. It makes people aware and allows people to put things in proper perspective and not leaving it up to their own mind as to what is and what isn't, okay? That can be scary, okay? There's a vacuum there. Do not let people, think they know what's going on. Make sure everybody's on the same page, okay? Now, a lot of times I find, especially new leaders, okay, or people up-and-coming leaders, they shy away from things that, they haven't seen done over and over and over again. In other words, they're waiting for their senior business partners to basically hold the coring for their people, or they're waiting to basically go to a seminar to hear about it or come here. So one of the things I want to do is I'm going to go through the shopping annuity, and I'm going to use the presentation that's made available to every single person out here for Hong Kong, okay? So each and every one of you, we're just going to do a little coring, okay? I'm doing this way because it takes the pressure off. It's really just a conversation. Now, the thing that makes corings most valuable is the fact that each and every one of you have the ability to do what? Raise your hand and ask a question in a coring. You can't do that here, okay? I'd love to, but it's just not going to be possible to answer everybody's question, okay? But it allows you to get clarification and interact with your people at the coring to make sure we're on the same page, okay? All right, so I'm going to walk through everybody. I think all right, here we go. This slide is not available to you. I threw this in here on my own, okay? This is my slide that I use. And the thing is, I use this slide to I want to make sure, okay, and you can get this slide, you can have it. But I use this slide because I want to make sure when I'm doing a coring with people, okay, and I'm just going to pretend that I'm doing a coring tonight for 8 people. Only a little more people crashed the coring, okay? But the thing is this, I want to make sure people put the shopping annuity in the proper perspective. Okay, remember when I talked about the DNA? We sell products, sell the business, and we sell education. Okay? Now, in order to sell product, we have to do what? We have to experience the product. Am I right? That's how the business model was set up originally 23 years ago. Now, the thing is the shopping annuity is just another term for the business. Okay? We couldn't talk about a shopping annuity 23 years ago because we didn't have enough products. I'll get into that later today. But the thing is, we didn't have enough products, so it couldn't really be a shopping. Buying 3 products, 4 back then, that's all we had, okay? So it wasn't really shopping annuity. It wasn't until the advent of the internet and shop.com came into being, and the fact that we ended up getting a whole lot more products in the mall, our Mall Without Walls, that we could actually put together, and introduce something that was already planned for 20 years ago. It was just a process of getting the environment set up to where it could be introduced, and what I'm going to explain to you. Now, the thing is this is to try to get you to understand, okay, what I'm doing. It's a paradigm shift within the company, if you will, okay, within the field. Paradigm shift is when you take something that you've always seen over and over and over, or you've always heard over and over and over again, and you think about it in a certain way. In this case, we're going to say the unfranchised business development system, okay? Which is, remember the thing, you've got your product brokerage, you've got the internet, you've got IB partner stores, right? And training. So you got those 4 things. Taking the taking the unfranchised business development system and looking at it in a different way now, okay? Because now you have the ability to address it, strategically address how you're going to build the business in a different way. Does everybody follow? okay? So here's a logo that everybody has seen. Everybody has seen this logo for the past 20 years, maybe every day, maybe every other day. I don't think anybody in here, if you really were paying attention, you haven't seen this logo at least every other day for the past 20 years, even when you were a child. I know many of you are very young, okay? But even as a child, you've seen this about every other day, at least for 20 years. And it's basically what? It's the logo of FedEx, and they basically get letters and packages and everything overnight to wherever, okay? And that's how we looked at it. There goes there's the FedEx mailbox, drop box, there's the FedEx trucks, there's the FedEx mailers. We've even probably got some, but it's just an expedited way to get stuff shipped, okay? And we've seen that logo and really haven't even paid attention to it, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Today, it'll get your attention because I talked about it, okay? But more so, it's going to get your attention even more. There is an arrow. There is an arrow in the FedEx logo. There's an arrow in the FedEx logo, and it's between the E and the X. You see the white arrow going that way. Does everybody follow it? You see the white X. The arrow that's white between the E and the X, okay? Now, here's what's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, subconsciously, now that you see the arrow, okay, you will never look at this logo the same again. You never will. Every time you notice this logo, your eyes, because you're subconscious, your eyes will immediately go, hit the FedEx logo, and immediately find the arrow. I don't care how hard you fight it, your eyes are going to go to that arrow. In other words, from this point on, you will always look at this logo totally different. Totally different than you have in the past 20 years. Can't help it, okay? Now, thank you. I had some discussion with Kathy Chang over this, and I really want to make sure I don't want to assume anything. This arrow is the shopping annuity. The FedEx logo is the unfranchised business development system. I don't want to leave anything to chance and assume you made the connection. The arrow is the shopping annuity. The FedEx logo is the business. It's the unfranchised business development system that's been in place for 20 years. It's the same thing. The annuity, shopping annuity, which is just a finer definition of what the business model really truly is all about, is the arrow. So going forward, the thing I want to make sure everybody understands, it's still the same business, with greater definition where the arrow is meaning like it's moving. Does everybody follow? My arrow's going this way, yours is going that way. I know, I'm not crazy, okay? But the thing is, everybody get this? So it's just about getting your people's mind right. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the slides that you can use in a coring, okay? Now, I'm going to go through this just like I do corings. Actually, just like I do whatever I do, even when I'm doing a presentation, because all I do is I just talk, I converse, okay? And I don't want people, when I hit that, I want to make sure people, when you're doing this business, when you're selling product, when you're exposing the business model to people, don't think presentation. Don't think presentation, think conversation, okay? Communicate in a conversation, mode. Just converse, let it flow. Because when we're thinking presentation and we're thinking pitch, okay, we're thinking subconsciously, okay, whether you like it or not, your subconscious is going to go this arrow. Whether you like, I've had people tell me, I hate you for even bringing this up. But the thing is your subconscious is thinking public speaking. If you think the word presentation, I don't care whether it's a flip chart, I don't care whether it's a PowerPoint on a computer and it's just me and Dolly and we're doing it. If I'm thinking presentation, I'm thinking public speaking. How well am I doing? Am I communicating? Am I this and that? Am I making that good segue? Am I do I sound, we're so worried about the presentation that we forget about the function, okay? And the thing is when we think presentation and public speaking, we know that other than death, 80% of the population, they fear public speaking more than anything in the world other than death. They get anxiety. It makes them nervous. Okay? It bothers them to have 1,800 people looking at you. And, well, is his shoe shined? Is his, you can imagine. But the thing is it makes people nervous. Then all of a sudden, you don't talk normal. You don't talk normal. And see, if I'm talking, and I'm exposing the business, to Alice. Alice knows me. Alice is going, Kevin, are you okay? You all right? You all right? Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm all, trying to make sure I get the lines right, present and everything like that. And then what happens is I'm not happy, okay? And Alice, here's what I'm communicating to Alice. I'm not communicating apply, create, qualify, activate, teach, man, assist, other 12, 12, 24, 24, 36, 36, 5 and 5, same weekend and Friday, you get to 5 and 5. It goes down the left side, looks for BDC, you got to 5 and 5, same weekend and Friday, you got to 5, 5, finds 1, goes down the other leg. If it finds 1, then you get a bonus, okay? I'm not communicating that to her. What I'm communicating to her is pressure, stress, uncomfortable, lack of confidence. You see? And what she's saying is, whatever you got, Kevin, I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. Stay away from me. Stay with me? So the thing is, think conversation. All right? Think conversation. Don't get too caught up. Okay? You know more than you think you know. You know more than you think you know. Trust me. Okay? You just need to think about the delivery. Just communicate. Just talk. Engage in a dialogue and converse. Okay? Don't present. All right. Let's talk about it. Market Hong Kong's #1 selling product, we already went over it, is what? The unfranchised business development system. All right? We're talking about the logo here. Okay? All right. Now, we've been over the definition. The heart of the Market Hong Kong unfranchised business development system is our management performance compensation plan. I've already proved that, right? We wouldn't sell as much OPC3 if we didn't get paid for it. I asked how many people would continue, selling OPC3 or would sell as much OPC3 as they did. If they didn't get compensated, nobody raised their hand. Proof done, right? There you go. I love it. All right, now, think about this. This is a business, okay? This is a business, and I think Johnny talked about it in his presentation. This is a business, okay, that can generate some significant income. If you take a look at how much it would take to generate the kind of money you can make by investing 8 to 15 hours a week into a business that you own and operate part-time, and you set your own hours, this takes a look at what it would take to invest. So if you take an investment at 4%, okay? I don't know how the numbers calculate here, but the thing is an investment at 4%, this is what you would have to have deposited to generate the same kind of income that these pin level incomes generate. Does everybody follow this? Okay? Now, I'm going to share with you, at $1,500 a month U.S., $1,500 a month U.S., which I think is what, about 11.5, or $1,500, $2,100 U.S. is 11.5, I'm not quite sure which one, Hong Kong, okay? In order to make $1,500 U.S. a month, you would have to invest at 4%, $360,000 U.S. to generate $1,500 a month for 20 years. Now, I would venture to say the majority of us don't have that kind of money to invest up front. Am I right? That's why we're here on a beautiful day, okay? But the thing is, this slide basically shows you and demonstrate unfranchised income versus traditional investment at 4%. If you can find 4%. I'm sure you can, but you're going to have to look hard, especially today. Does everybody follow this? Okay? All right. Now, what's an annuity? An annuity is a process by which a fixed payment is made to you at specified intervals. So, for example, let me go back to what I just talked about. Let's say you wanted to make $1,500 US a month, or we're just going to say 11.5. Is that coming to 11.5 Hong Kong? Thank you, sir. I was waiting for somebody to say I'm on the right track. Okay? So 11.5 Hong Kong. Let's say you want to earn 11.5 Hong Kong. Okay? Dollars. Well, what happens every month? Every month. Not a week, a month. Every 4 weeks. Okay? In order to do that, like I said earlier, whatever 7.8 times 340,000 US, that's how many Hong Kong dollars you would have to invest up front and sit for 20 years so that you got that 11.5 every 4 weeks for the next 20 years. Does everybody follow this? Okay? So, to fund the annuity, you got to contribute that fixed sum payment, that 340,000 times 7.8 and gives you the Hong Kong dollar total, okay? But that's what you'd have to invest up front to make the 11.5 payment, get 11.5 every month. Does everybody get that? It's a lot of money, 11.5 a month, okay? Now, the shopping annuity, your shopping annuity works exactly the same way. It works exactly the same way. The major difference with your annuity versus a traditional annuity is the fact that instead of legal tender, instead of that 340,000 times 7.8, instead of that number in being invested up front, we invest time. We invest time, and we invest, like Johnny said, effort, time and effort, okay? And we fund our shopping annuity, not with the lump sum payment and legal tender, but we fund our annuity with the time, the 8 to 15 hours per week that we talk about in the 2 to 3 year plan, okay? Now, I will tell you this, that 8 to 15 hours a week, that is not an anomaly. That's not something that, we just pulled out of thin air, okay? I will tell you right now, I built my business 1992, to 1995, end of 96, okay? I built my business working 8 to 15 hours a week, okay? It can be done. I didn't do it in 24 months. It took me 27 months because I made a lot of mistakes early on, okay, that I will share with you maybe along the way. But the thing is that's what it is. So we're going to invest the time, okay? Now, remember the 4 steps I talked about? What were those steps? They really were the steps the things that I just discussed in the DNA. We're switching brands of products that we are currently buying right now. We are buying Tide. We are buying Mac. We're buying all kinds of products. We're just going to switch brands of products to the brands that we sell and represent. Correct? Okay? We're going to go from Mac to Motives, we're going to go from Tide to Snap, etc. With me? We're just going to switch brands. Here's the beautiful part. When I get a new business partner, I say, where am I going to get the money to use these products? I want to just right in the forehead from your bank account. Yeah, but I can't afford buying all these other products. Idiot, listen to me. You're just going to take the money you were spending for Tide and you're going to begin buying Snap. You're not buying Snap and Tide. So everybody got this? You laugh, but I'm going to tell you right now, they may not say that out loud. Some of them are thinking that. That's why they think. I love it when somebody says, I can't do that monthly auto ship because it's costing me money. You know what my attitude is? Man, I'm glad I got rid of that sucker. I am glad he is gone. Because I can't fix stupid. Okay? I just can't fix it. I can't fix it. I've done everything I can to show him that we're just switching brands of products. Same money, just transferring the dollars you were spending in another brand, and do what? Use them to buy the brand that you sell and represent. How many times I got to tell you that? But you never know. I got to tell you a story. I've got this unfranchised owner couple. They're national supervising coordinators in my organization. They had a son. This is back in the late 90s, 95, 6, 7, okay? This guy had an MBA from the University of Delaware. He managed one of the NASCAR that had the MBNA logo on, that sponsored a NASCAR that goes around. His account was that NASCAR thing, everything like that. Big finance guy and everything like that. Of course, he was in Market America, and he was getting $1,500. He was getting $11,500, the equivalent of $11,500 every single month or more. He was getting at least $11,500. He quit. Because he said, I can't afford the 150 BV a month coming in on my transfer buying. Bob, Bob and Terry. Bob calls me up. He says, Kevin, do you believe this? I'm like, I was speechless. He goes, what should I do? I said, well, first thing comes to mind, I'd sue the University of Delaware. Because let me tell you what, he got a master's degree, MBA from there. You paid for 4 years and then an MBA? I said, I would want my money back. Because let me tell you what, how does that become a bill? How is that not extra expense? Why, you're transferring, you were buying anyway. Makes no sense. By the way, while it's on my mind, the Fast Start kits. The Fast Start kits, the general Fast Start kit that has the most popular products that we have that are sold the most. Those products, when you get a new business partner, make sure they understand those products are for using. They're not for selling. They're for using to get an experience of the products that they're more than likely they're going to be selling if they're going to succeed in this business. Is everybody with me? That they're for using, not selling, but for using so that they have something to talk to other people about. Okay? So by the 5 steps. So the first step was what? Switching brands. Second step, for those products that we don't have exclusive brands for, we're just going to continue buying from whatever store the same products we were going to buy anyway. Only we're going to make sure we go through our shop.com site. Is everybody with me? Okay? We're going to go through our shop.com site. All right, and the third thing is we're going to make sure that all of our business partners do those two things as well. And then in addition, we're going to make sure that our 10 to 15 customers, again, do the same exact thing. Now, there's four things on the hit list, isn't there? But if you'll notice, those 4 things are what? They're all the same thing. They're just with different groups of people or different types of people. But nothing's changed. It's still the same thing. Does everybody follow this? It's a very simple. Do not make this complicated. Do not make it complicated. And do not allow that's what corings are all about. Don't let them make it complicated. People in your organization, they want to make it complicated. Okay, so we've got to make sure that we keep them on task. okay? You get, for shop.com, you got cash back. You get referral tracking. We can track everything. Every single transaction that goes through your shop.com site can be tracked. Who bought it, how much, whatever, how much cash back they earned, how much IBV it was generated, everything about it, okay? Now, it's time to come. Collectively, here's the thing. Everybody needs to understand, if you have a whole lot of people all buying, let's just pick one store, okay? If all of a sudden we bring, normally, let's say we bring 10,000 customers to purchase that, 10,000 units of something a month. And all of a sudden it goes to 50,000. We get all of our customers. We get all of the people that they know. We get all of our new unfranchised, all doing the same thing. And we go from 10,000 units to 50,000 units from an individual store. Because it's a product that everybody uses. So we go from 10 to 50, go 10 to 80. Maybe we go all the way and get from 10,000 to 120,000 because we just so happens that store has the ability to be on every single site globally. Has everybody got that? What do you think we can do with that store to get more out of their margin that we can use to increase the IBV as well as increase the cash back? Odds are pretty good, aren't they? In other words, if we're only doing 5,000 units or 10,000 units, you're going to get this. We only have but if we get 120,000 units, I'm just trying to make a point here. That's what's important about getting everybody to what? Not only be product of your product, but a product of your programs. So when I say being a product of your product and a product of your programs, I'm talking about this is a program. The arrow. The more people that we get purchasing products, goods, and services that are not exclusively branded, okay, and are just at stores through our partner stores from our shop.com site, we have the ability to increase the IBV and increase the cash back based on, because now we can play ball. See, now all of a sudden we have a little bit more oomph in the negotiation when it comes time to negotiate and renegotiate. Okay? So, better margins. So the whole idea and the big push is we want to make sure that we're maximizing every little thing. See, everything counts. You've heard me talk about what? 211 degrees Fahrenheit? What do we have? Hot water. Very hot water. Extremely hot water. One more degree, what do we have? Steam. One more degree, just one degree, steam. But that makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it? Just one little degree makes all the difference in the world. We go from hot water that basically we can do what? We can steam, we can boil crabs, we can do whatever, cook with it, we can do stuff like that. But 211 degrees, it doesn't create steam. We can't turn turbines. But at 212, 1 degree makes all the difference. Now we can create steam. The steam turns turbines, and the turbines create electricity that cools, heats, manufactures, everything, just about everything in the world comes from electricity. And you trace it all back, it comes from, because you can't build a building, electricity plays a part in that. Every machine, everything, it's about electricity. It's about electricity. 1 degree. You trace it all the way back. If it wasn't for 1 degree more, you wouldn't have it. Does everybody follow this? Even nuclear. A lot of people don't realize in nuclear power, it's just superheats water to create steam. Okay? The nuclear activity doesn't turn the turbines. It just heats the water. That's it. It's all about going from 211 to 212. Or in Celsius, I'm not quite sure. What is it, 99 to 100? Okay? That's it. 1 degree. What I'm talking about here is that's why it's so important that we maximize every little thing. People think, good God, he's a maniac over Tide. I am a maniac over Tide. Because it's that 1 degree. If I come home, which I did one time, I come home, I find Tide in my laundry room, I get nuts. We don't get paid to use Tide. That was 4.5 BV. Now, Anna don't know BV from TV. Even after 23 years of me doing this, you don't know anything about this, okay? But the thing is, that 4.5, it's only 4.5 to us, but 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5 of everybody else you don't see, it's a huge difference. Not just for everybody, because that 4.5 goes into everybody's bank somewhere. Has everybody got that? So that's why that 1 degree, that 4.5 BV is so important. That buying the TV from wherever you buy TVs from, hk.shop.com, is important. Why? Because it creates IBV. It creates IBV, and that IBV helps everybody. Is everybody getting this? Every little bit counts. Every little bit counts. It adds up. Adds up. So it's important, okay? And it's a behavior. It's a habit. It's the DNA. It's our values. It's the core of the business. Not just for us, but our business partners. We got to get our customers to do it because that's how we get compensated. And by the way, they don't get cash back unless they do what? They actually get a better price. Okay. All right, it's a willable asset. This business is ongoing, this ongoing regeneration of volume, creating the ongoing commissions. This is a business. It's a willable asset. It's not a game. It's not a program. It's not a deal. It's not a club. Okay, we have 2 or 3 families right now who I take that back, about 5. Ones that have been willed, okay, because of death, has been willed. And those individuals are doing the business. Okay? They're doing the business. But it's a willable asset. It's a viable, credible, legitimate, legal business. No different than if the person had built a trucking firm or built, had a store that was passed on. Same thing. No different. It's a business. Okay? All right. So you can will it. Okay? Bottom line, going back to Bob's kid, you're already spending it. You're already buying Tide, Gain, All, 20 Mule Team, Borax, whatever it is. You're already buying that now. You're going to buy it tomorrow. How in the world can ordering Snap cost you money? If anything, you're making money because you're going to be compensated with respect to the MPCP. I mean, I'd sue them, Bob. Okay, why not convert the spending to earning? You're going to spend it anyway. Let's take a look at some household statistics, okay? It's consumer unit. Income before taxes, 586, after taxes, and then you got total average annual expenses, okay? These are Hong Kong numbers. Okay, by the way, this presentation or all these slides are going to be available to each and every one of you. I hope you use them so you don't have to really take notes or anything. Okay, so the average number in consumer unit, okay, number of people 3.0, number children under 18 0.48, adults 65 and older 0.45, 1.6 earners, 0.21 vehicles. Again, these are Hong Kong numbers. People don't need vehicles in Hong Kong. Okay, you've got men 46 and women 54%. Okay. Is everybody with me here? But these are the numbers, and these are here and these numbers here is where does the money go? It basically shows the average household, okay? Now, these numbers are here just to demonstrate that this money is being spent anyway. Is everybody with me? Okay? They're being spent. Then you've got housing, okay? Consumer units. All right, you've got transportation, health care. Okay, these all show money and where it's going. What's the point here? The point is this. We're in business. Our job as unfranchised owners, business owners, people that sell product, people that use product. In other words, we are our best customer, okay? But people that sell product, and because we're only going to sell what we use. We already proved that this morning, right? You can only talk about something you've got a story to share. Point I'm trying to get here is this. These numbers, the money is already going out. They're already spending. The goal is, remember the arrow? Is to get people to rethink the same thing a little bit more differently. The thing is this. Our goal and objective is to do what? To get as much of the money that's already being spent on products that we sell and represent and getting them to switch brands to our products. That's all. We're not necessarily trying to sell them more product than they're already buying, unless it's OPC3, because they need to buy that for their own good. Okay? More than likely, they're not using it. But, or a pignogenal, okay? But the thing is we want them to be buying OPC3 for their own good. If anything, that's about the only product I know of, okay, that can't really switch brands because there's nothing like it, okay? But we do want them to buy that. But for the most part, the rest of the product, they're already spending. They're already spending on laundry detergent. They're already buying skincare products. They're already buying, cleaning products. They're already buying makeup. Is everybody getting this? We just want to get them to switch the brands and get as much of that piece of the pie that's going out anyway, just like any other business. Is everybody with me? Just like any other business. They know that you pay X number of dollars in transportation, whether it be cab fare, bus fare, whatever it may be. Am I right? Every other bus company, every other cab company, what are they trying to do? They're trying to get as much of that pie that's going out anyway and get you to spend it at their business. That's why they spend tens of thousands of dollars in advertising, to expose them to you. It's no different. Let me tell you what, McDonald's and Burger King, okay, the burger franchises, there's only basically a semi-finite group of people that buy that stuff regularly, that buy French fries, Coca-Cola, soft drinks, double Whopper burger, cheese, whatever. There's only a semi-fixed sum of people. Okay, and that pie expands because those people have kids and they end up being those types of people. Okay, but that's why I say it's a semi-fixed. Okay, it's a fixed sum of people that order and eat at those places on a regular basis. Burger King is just trying to get a bigger piece of the pie from those people. McDonald's is trying to do the same. They've got the biggest maybe, okay? May not be the best, but they were first, okay? But the thing is, the pie fluctuates, but it's pretty much the same thing. Does everybody get this? So in effect, we're basically, we're competing with who? We're competing with the department store. We're competing with the grocery store where people buy their laundry detergent, their skincare products, their health and nutrition supplements. Okay? Now, it's not just price that we're competing with. We're also competing because we've got better product, value, benefit. Let me tell you what. Well, I hear people, well, I can buy 30 days of multivitamin pill in a pill form, capsule. I can buy that for $9.95 times 7.8, okay? $10, $78 at the truck stop or the 7-Eleven at the counter right by the register. Yes, you can. But that doesn't mean you're getting anything out of it. It doesn't mean you're getting what you think you're getting. It doesn't mean, the product is doing what it says it does, okay? It doesn't mean that. More than likely, you're not. Because you're probably going to biologically eliminate 70 to 80% of everything you bought and paid for anyway before you even absorb it. It's already going to go through your system. If it even, it breaks it down. The thing is that's why we have to educate, and why, remember, we sell education? To educate people and become more knowledgeable about the products that they are using. So when they go and talk to people, okay? Are they both vitamins? Absolutely. A Doberman and a poodle are both dogs. But they're not the same thing. A Saint Bernard and a Chihuahua are both dogs. But they are not the same thing. So when somebody says to me, well, I can get some multivitamin at the truck stop for $10.99 or 7-Eleven, and yours is whatever, they're not the same thing. So everybody got that? So don't go run and hide with your tail between your legs when somebody says, well, I can get it cheaper here. Cheap? A lot of times you get exactly what you pay for. If money in price was the deal killer, Mercedes-Benz would be out of business. Do you understand? Mercedes-Benz would be out of business. Toyota would have no reason to have a Lexus division. I can go on and on and on. If price was the biggest factor and that was it, let me tell you what, they'd be out of business. It's just getting from point A to point B. Come on. A scooter will get you to point A to point B. You don't need a Mercedes. Am I right? So I share this with you. Don't let people talk out their ears. Okay? They don't know anything. Okay? We got to educate them. Don't be stupid. Say stupid things. Okay? All right, same thing, entertainment, products. The thing here, when we're doing our coring, and if you'll notice, I'm just rambling. Okay, at corings, you know what, and I'll continue to ramble when somebody asks a question. But the thing is that we want to educate people. We want to get people's mind right, get the proper perspective, and, so they're looking at this correctly. A lot of times we leave things wide open, and people go off on all crazy tangents and come up with stuff, and I'm like, where the heck did that come from? Who in the heck told you that? Okay? So how does your monthly, now you can compare. How's your monthly spending compared to the average monthly, okay? And we're going to provide you, I think this will be coming up. So the whole idea here is exclusive brands. We got better product, better prices, and you get cash back. That's to our customers, okay? So what we need to do, it all starts with identifying the products that we're already spending money on a regular basis every 4 to 12 weeks, and simply identify the products that we're going to sell and represent and make sure we are a product of our product, okay? Again, you've got motives, okay? Omega-3, okay? And these are comparisons of the products. You got the SNAP, okay? So, and they've got it price per unit, okay? Let me tell you what, I love all of our products. Our products are good, okay? Anna, she don't know BV from TV. I'm going to tell you that right now. She doesn't have a clue. She don't have a clue where the money comes from. But I tell you what, she's a product snob. I mean, let me tell you what, if that product doesn't do what, JR or Dennis or Marty says it's supposed to do, trust me, she don't have a problem whatsoever letting them know it, okay? And the thing is she is probably one of the biggest users of Market America. I can remember the first time we had Skintelligence. This is later today, but I'm going to tell you right now, when we got Skintelligence, we were ready to have a band go down the street and, have a big parade and do confetti because we got a product that really was good. And it was top notch, okay? I even went to the lab and the vendor and the manufacturer was made, Me and Dennis went there, checked it all out, and all the guys in the lab coats. We were so excited. We came back to Philadelphia, and ta-da! Here it is, all excited. Anna's sitting in the thing. She goes, "You ain't going to move any." I thought Dennis was going to cry. Right in the front. We got 18, 20 people here. That was a big group back then, okay? 18, 20 people. We were in a Holiday Inn on the main line in Philadelphia. She says, "You ain't going to move this. Ain't no women going to buy this." He goes, "What do you mean?" She said, "Dennis, listen. When it comes to skincare, women use what they use, and they're not getting off of they don't try stuff, okay, by buying a whole kit of something. Now, you come up with something, okay, where they can buy it in a little package or little so they can play with it, mess with it, and try it out. You may get them to move from Clinique to Skintelligence. Aveda or Lancome. That's what Anna was using at the time, Lancome. She said, I've always been using Lancome. I'm not gonna not use it, okay? I ain't gonna buy this whole kit because you had to buy all 5 things at that time. I'm not gonna do it. And she goes, I can tell you right now, 80% of the women out there are not gonna do it. And then she goes, "Nancy, you gonna do it?" No. Okay? So the thing is, then we came up with the travel sizes. Travel sizes because you need a smaller unit. Okay? A little story from way back. Anyway. Okay, so the point is, okay, the product, it's just about switching. Okay? You got shop.com. Okay? Shop.com. Shop.com is, we sell products, goods, and services. Okay? In the old days, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have shop.com. What did? We ordered the product, we got it, and then we physically sold it to people. And maybe some people we shipped it to, okay? Then all of a sudden, we got a back office. So then we could make the order and drop ship it to people. That was an unbelievable thing. I didn't have to go to the UPS and ship off these envelopes loaded with product anymore. Okay, I got to actually let somebody else do it through electronics. That was big, okay? But the thing is now with the internet, every single person here has a shop.com site. And shop.com is just another method for marketing, selling, and distributing our products, goods, and services, exclusive branded, as well as getting a little compensation for driving our customers to sites or through stores through our site that they were going to go to anyway. Does everybody see that? That's what shop.com is. You got hot deals, but see, here's another thing. It's another tool to do what? Market your products, goods, and services. Okay? How do you fund your shopping annuity? It's just by changing your behavior. We've hit this over and over. Brick and mortar to click and order. From those stores that we don't have exclusive branded products for. Okay? Think about it. This shirt may cost, I don't know, $70, $80. But does it really cost $80? Did it really cost $80? This was an eye. When I started going in and putting a lot of the details to this together, did it really cost $80? No. It cost a lot more. Because I bought this from Brooks Brothers at what's the name of it? Is it the Fleming Shopping Center? I can't remember what it's called. It's a shopping center, okay? And I went there and I bought 3 of them, okay? Dennis said, hey, you need to go get these because they got these ones you travel all the time and they don't wrinkle. Well, I don't know about that. But the thing is, so I said, okay, I'm going to go. So I went and bought 3 of them, okay? And I thought they'd be good for this 4-week trip. So the thing is I went and bought them. But then I'm thinking about it. I drove there. Probably by the time I went there, I did the shopping. I went maybe to another place or 2. I got back to the house. I spent an hour in time. You with me? An hour in time. Okay, I also spent what? I spent gas. I lost a little bit of rubber along the way from my tires, but wear and tear or whatever like that. All that stuff adds up. In other words, mileage adds up. And let me tell you what, if it didn't have value, you wouldn't be able to get to write it off on your taxes as a business deduction for getting from place to place. So it must have value. So the thing is you've got the transport, okay? That all gets added where? Those are those costs that we never think about. So when I thought about it, I said, you know what? Those 3 shirts didn't cost me $76 each. When I factor in the time, how much my time's worth, when I factor in the wear and tear and the gas, all of a sudden, the costs increase, don't they? So the true cost of goods is not what you paid for. It's what it costs in total to get that product. Has everybody got this? Okay? So the whole idea is if I changed how I accessed and gone through Brook Brothers, gone to the store to get the same kind of shirt, whether it be Brooks Brothers, whether it be, I don't know, whatever, okay? And gone that way, I would have saved the time, I would have saved the wear and tear on my vehicle, and then the cost that I paid, okay, minus shipping and whatever like that, that would have been the true cost of goods. You with me? Now let me talk a little bit while I'm here, okay? And again, we're just doing a coring, okay? While I'm talking about time here. What's your time worth? So I've got 8 of you sitting in a room and we're doing a coring. I'll go and I'll ask each one of you, what's your time worth? What's your time worth? Let me tell you what the first thing, I know this because I've done this before, okay, many times, okay? The first thing is going to hit 90% of them when they answer, you know what they're going to say? They're going to figure out how much they get paid an hour at their job, and that's what they're going to tell you their time's worth. So if they make $18 an hour, what's your time worth? $18 an hour. If they're on salary, they're going to divide that by 2,080 hours, you know, if they do truly work a 40-hour work week, but we all know that they don't. They work more than that for free, okay? The thing is but you divide that 2,080, then they come and they say, okay, this is what my time's worth. But in reality, is that what your time is worth? That's what somebody else has placed. That's the value somebody else placed on your time. But I'm asking you, what's your time's worth? Here's what I tell them. Here's the way you need to start thinking. You're in this, you're an unfranchised owner, you're in this business to do what? Improve your financial situation. How much do you want to make with your unfranchised? That's what I let each one of them tell me. Okay? But let's say it's $11,500 per week, okay? Well, if that comes to about whatever that comes to, divided by 40, that's what your time is worth. Even though you're not making $11,500, you need to be thinking that my time is worth what that value is. Everybody with me? You've got to start thinking that what I want to make realistically within a certain specified period of time, I need to start thinking that's what my time is worth. So in U.S., if it's $109,000 a year or $2,100 a week, your time, or $1,500, your time is worth $52.40 an hour. I don't care what somebody else placed on you at work and they think you're only worth $19 an hour. I'm telling you, in this business, you are worth $52 an hour to you and me as my business partner. Has everybody got that? This is where the coring, this is where we, in the shopping industry, we got to get people thinking differently, okay? The arrow, okay? Hold on. Okay. So the thing is I have to take a look. Was my time, was the trip worth it or not? I could have used a different method to get the same 3 shirts, correct? And I just saved a lot of money. Okay? So money saved equals money earned. Okay? Money saved is money earned. Now, but not only that, not only do I save the money on the 3 shirts by going through shop.com, but I'm also getting what? I'm getting cash back and creating IBV for not only me to benefit, but everybody in my organization to benefit. Converting spending into earning. Okay? Economic synergy. You create a fixed sum payment using what? Using time. You save money, you earn money. And the whole idea, it exponentially grows when we duplicate this process, this behavior change, this way of thinking to all of our business owners. Does everybody follow this? See, we're called an unfranchise. We're called the unfranchise because we don't have all of the payments and the royalties and all that stuff that goes to, you with me, to them, to the head office. But we're like a franchise, and we have no territorial restrictions. You can build in Hong Kong, and you can build in LA, and you can build in New York, and you can build in London if you want, okay? You don't have to buy the territory, okay? And you're not confined to a certain territory. The thing is this is an unfranchise. And with our but at the same time, it is still a system. It's a coordinated, standardized system. And it's incumbent upon each and every one of us to keep that system, the duplicatable system, in place and building in depth within the organization so that we get exponential results. Because if everybody's heard what? The term leverage. 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 I hear that all the time, okay? And the thing is, it's all about what? It's all about getting 1% of 100 people's effort versus solely relying on 100% of one person's effort. But the thing is to capture that 1% of 100, 1% of 1,000, 1% of 100,000, that 1% has to be standardized, coordinated, and duplicated. Not only in action, but here in their behavior. And the bottom line is, we're not making them do anything crazy. It's just do the same thing you've always done, but just change brands and change how you access stores. That's it. And get educated. Okay? Force multiplier. Again, I just touched upon that. It's a force multiplier. Okay? For stronger results. The whole idea is getting people to change brands and change how they access the stores. Satisfying. We got to get rid of the minimum activity mentality, okay? We have got to get rid of the minimum activity mentality. And what I mean by the minimum activity mentality, that's because that comes into play when you treat it like a program, a deal, a game, a traditional networking business that has a multi-level compensation plan, okay? That is a buying system, not a selling system, okay? That's where that mentality comes from. The mentality comes from you only do the bare bones minimum within the program and just stay there long enough and hope something cool happens and you get in the way of revenue. Quite simply put, that's what it is. But the whole idea, they're not in business. You understand that. They're in a program, a deal, a game, a scheme, a club, a hobby, whatever, okay? But they're not in a business. Business people don't think that way. Business people don't think, let's say a pizza business. They don't think, you know what? I'll buy the ovens to cook the pizza when I'm making money in the business. I'll say that again. I don't think the interpreter interpreted it correctly. I'll buy the ovens when I've made enough money from the pizzas I sold. Doesn't compute. You can't make pizza without an oven. Has everybody got that? So the point is this. We've got to get out of, the whole, in the plan, what do we show? Apply, create. Be a product of the product. The next slide, the next page, the next whatever, okay, in the plan is what? Create a small portfolio of 10 to 15 customers that you sell to each and every month. Am I right? Nowhere does it say you create BV and then you order 50 BV a month, only order 50 and use 50 a month, or use or sell 50 a month until you have to use or sell 100 BV. And then you don't do that, you don't do 150 BV until you have to do what? Have to do it. And you sell just enough. The people, what you do is you enter that mindset, you sell just enough to satisfy your Form 1000 or your quarterly sales report showing that you sold whatever the minimum is per quarter, the $200 times 7.8, whatever it may be. Does everybody follow this? That's the mentality. That's not a business. That's not a business. In a real business, you try to sell as much product as you can possibly sell. Am I right? I don't know a business out there that sells products, goods, and services that does not try to sell as much product, goods, and services to as many people as possible, or to the same people more product. Not a real business out there that doesn't do that. And we need to get our people to think the same way. And that's what the shopping annuity is about. It's about getting you to do what we want your business partners to do and what we want you to get your customers to do to generate more volume for the good of everybody and more cash back to your customers. Here, look at the difference. Remember the 1 degree? This is what an organization looks like, satisfying and just conducting business with minimum. You got 50 people doing 50 BV a month and 50 people doing 10 IBV a month just to participate and stay alive month to month to month and keeping their banks open to accrue volume month to month. In other words, that's all they do. And they'll sell enough 50, 50, 50, 150 BV, you can come up with, the equivalent $200 in sales or whatever the minimum. And if you do that, tells you right there they're not using the product because they're selling the 150 per quarter to satisfy the quarterly sales report requirement to be considered an active business. Does everybody see that? The numbers don't lie. But you got 50 people, so you got 50 on the left, 50 on the right. This is what you make. You make $4,600 each month, and you make $2,300 every third month, once a quarter, in the IBV plan, and you make $4,600 a month in the BV plan. If you have 50 doing the bare minimum in the left organization and 50 doing the bare minimum in the right organization. Now, Let's take a look at if you've got 50, each unfranchised owner of those 50 unfranchised owners represent 500 BV. That's them using 150, 200, 250, and they're selling 250 or whatever the difference is. Let's say they represent 500 BV a month. That's 25,000 BV a month. And if they're doing 200 IBV a month, that's 10,000 IBV. Well, where does Kevin, where does the IBV come from? Well, it comes from them doing what? Buying their washing machines through their shop.com site, buying their kids' school clothes through the shop.com site, buying, products, goods, shirts, buying pants, buying shoes, buying jewelry, buying iPods, buying whatever else to get, is making sure that they shop. And the only difference is www.hk.shop.com/whatever. That's the only change versus going to www.direct to the store. Or getting in the car, wasting time, wasting gas, wasting money, okay? And adding on more cost for the true cost of goods. That's where the 200 IBV comes from. And by the way, they get cash back. So that's 20, that's another, what is that? That's 10,000. Well, there's 4 weeks in a month. So if you divide the 25,000 by 4, you get over 5,000 a week, don't you? Which puts you at 11.5 a week in the BV plan. In the IBV plan, you divide that by 4, and it comes to what? 2,500. Does everybody follow this? Okay, so the shopping annuity takes 75% fewer people to earn the same amount in commissions if we get rid of the minimum monthly mentality. I like that, the 3M. I remember that. Minimum monthly mentality. Okay, it's your choice. You can earn, you can continue to spend money, and other people make money. You understand? Right now, the traditional business, they got a great, that whole system, that's a great deal. I love this. The manufacturer, I'm just going to do a simple version. The manufacturer makes the product. They sell it to a middleman. The middleman sells it to the retail establishment. And a lot of times there's a bunch of middlemen. But anyway, the middleman sells it to the retail establishment. From the manufacturer to the middleman, the manufacturer makes a profit. From the middleman to the retailer, the middleman makes a profit. Everybody with me? From the retailer to the consumer, the retailer makes a profit. The only person in the system, in the whole system, that doesn't get anything other than the product, they don't participate in the profit piece of it, is the individual that makes the whole system go. Because if they don't buy it, guess what? There's no reason for the retailer to buy it. And if the retailer doesn't buy it, there's no reason for the middleman to buy it. And if there's no reason for the middleman to buy it, there's no reason to manufacture it. So what we're doing here is monetizing this system to where the consumer gets a piece, albeit maybe small, but gets a piece of the action. They get to participate in the profit part of the system. Okay? Well, funding the plan. Here we go. Real simple. Create BV with our exclusive brands. Create IBV partner stores on the shop by just changing how you're going to access the same stores. And then we duplicate those two things with our business partners and our customers. And we create BV and IBV with them. Does everybody see that? It's very simple. It's very simple. Okay? And the thing is, in the coring, that's what our objective is, to make sure they understand and go down all these different rabbit holes thinking that this is something that it's not. Okay? It all comes back to the DNA, doesn't it? Okay? Again, we've already done this. Mac to motives, Lumiere to V from Clinique, tied to Snap, Centrum to isotonics. Okay? Now, it all starts with us, doesn't it? So we've got to assess. We've got to take an inventory of the products, goods, and services. We're already spending that money someplace else at another business establishment. We need to redirect that money to the most important business establishment that we know of, which is what? Our business. So we have the shopping annuity assessment. Okay? So what we tried to do there, okay? What we're doing here is we're identifying where your money's going, what it's going for, and then identifying the exclusive branded products that you can then look and target to switch brands to. That's all. That's all the assessment is. Okay? Okay. So create the BV with our brands. Create IBV with the partner stores. These are partners. I mean, you're going to go to these places anyway, aren't you? Even if you're not an unfranchised owner, even if you're not a preferred customer, you're going to go to these stores. Right now, you will go there tomorrow or next week or 2 weeks from now or 3. You will go to these stores and you will buy. So my point to people, customers, is why not get cash back? Why not pay less to go to the same stores you're going to go to anyway? It doesn't cost you anything to enroll, right? If you want to change your financial situation, improve your financial situation, you want to own your own business, here's a business model that you can do that with. And you can get compensated for doing what? Exactly what you're going to do next week, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks. You're going to still go to these stores. You're going to still buy these types of products. You're still going to buy them. And all you're going to do is change the brands, change how you access the same stores you're going to go to anyway, and then share this business model with other people that want to do the same thing you want to do, which is create a secondary source of income, or an additional revenue stream. So this is a picture, once you get into the assessment, how this assessment works. Okay? Create leverage, I've already talked about it. It's all about standardizing, okay, and getting this so it's duplicated within your organization. Again, going from the minimum mentality to the business mentality. Okay? Same thing with customers, 10 to 15. Did it again. Okay? I'm running out of time, so I'm going quicker. Your shopping annuity at maturity. Okay? It shows you if you just do these things. See, the thing is once you generate your number, in other words, once you take the assessment, you're going to come and you identify the products, and you're going to be able to come up with a BV number. In other words, this is the total amount of BV that I could be generating through my household every month. Okay? Now, let's say it's 500 BV. Okay? What I'll do is I'll arrive at a number and say, okay, I think that 350 BV or 300 BV on average is a typical representation of everybody in my organization. I'm not going to say everybody's, 500. Sean washes his hair all the time. We go through so much shampoo, it's not even funny. Okay? So I know not everybody has somebody like him. But the thing is we generate a lot of BV. But if I just say 300 BV, then what I can do is I can take a look at all the active unfranchised owners in my left organization, right? And I can do projections. If everybody did 300 in their household and everybody sold 100 to 150 to 10 customers, I can then project what that would mean in additional income. The increase in BV. Is everybody with me? So I can project it so I can establish for everybody what's in it for me, what's in it for you. Why do you want to go through this? It's to maximize and get people to do what they're supposed to be doing anyway. What they're supposed to be doing anyway. They're supposed to be using product and selling product. Do you know what the average BV is? Average BV is 99 BV per month. 99. What would an extra 300 BV, by just getting people to do what they're supposed to do, if they truly are unfranchised, what would an extra 250, what would be an extra 200, 300 BV per month with 20 people on the left and an extra 300 BV by 25 people on the right? What would it mean to your income? What would it mean to their income? Because remember, 100% of the BV is credited 100% to everybody who's qualified, correct? What would it mean to them? See, this is not just about what it does for you, it's about what it does for them. I'm big on the shopping annuity on the BVN. I'm huge on that. Let me tell you what, if you don't make the bonus pool, you're still okay. But you better not make it, the 500 BV a month better not be the one that you don't make it on. Because you have control of that. You can use it and you can sell it. There's no excuse for that. Okay? And the thing is why am I adamant about it? It doesn't do anything for me. It's not going to put one more penny in my pocket, okay, because I'm maxed out, okay, in my legs, and I don't have any other legs I'm open up. It's just the same legs. Why do I want to do it? Because it's what it does for everybody else. Because I need more. You can never have enough people making a lot of money. That's later, okay? Shopping annuity, bonus pool. Oh, amazing. I'm already at the bonus pool, okay? All right, I'm not going to read to you what the bonus pool is. It looks pretty much like it was when we launched it. Okay, I do want to talk about it though. Bonus, BVI, it's all pretty much, it's the same. Nothing's changed. Okay, they're good. Right here's a good ending. Here's what I want to talk about. We need to get this bonus pool in proper perspective. Get it in proper perspective. Let me try to take the logo, the FedEx logo, and give you a little bit of arrow with respect to the shopping annuity bonus pool. To be a UFO, we talked about this. To be a UFO, how much BV do we have to generate per quarter? 1,300 BV, right? Use and sell 1,300 BV per quarter, correct? That's the BV requirement to be satisfied to be a bona fide master unfranchised owner, correct? So for 200 BV more in use and sales, that's all. Just 200 BV more, you got the potential to be eligible to get some bonus BV and IBV or whatever at the end of the quarter. Am I right? Again, I'm talking about 1 degree. 200 BV, 1 degree. The thing is this. The real money, the real importance, the real objective, the real deal is the process of getting your people to do what they should be doing anyway, which is generating 500 BV in use and sales every month. That's where the money's at, because in the process of them satisfying that criteria or even attempting to satisfy that criteria, it goes from an average of 99 and it's an additional 400 BV. What does an additional 400 BV mean to the people in your organization? What does it mean? Think about it. It's huge. It's huge. If all of a sudden somebody's got 5,000 BV a week coming up the common leg, for God's sakes, and they got nothing on the other side but 300, what do you think they're going to do on the other side? They got half of a 6-figure income already in place. All they got to do is get to work. Does everybody understand that? What you do is you create an organizational environment that basically is going to cause an earthquake because of you got so much pressure going this way. It's going to pressure them. It's like having $1 million at the base of the Golden Gate Bridge with your name on it, and nobody can touch it except you. It's all yours. What are you going to do about it? You're going to go get it. How are you going to go get it? However I got to get there, I'm going to get there fast. Is everybody with me? The thing is they will do it, motivates them. It modifies their environment. I know this. This is what I did for a living before Market America. It's about modifying the environment that people work in so they produce more. And you can have a more efficient operation because it requires less people to generate more volume and pay people more because they're turning out the same productivity. Is everybody with me? All right. I'll see you after lunch.